Thank you very much for tuning in. Let us begin Chapter 7 of Hunger. A few days after Brant takes Casey's place as first line center, you and Adish look on from the sidelines as Brant steals the puck from under Casey's nose and fires it into the goal. Look alive, Jameson. When practice ends, Casey rips off his gloves and slams the guards onto his skate blades with a stormy scowl. Oof. Wish me luck getting a quote today. Shouldn't you be interviewing Brent? Like it or not, he is the new Blade's golden boy. With a regretful look in Casey's direction, you grab your mic and jog over to Brent. Got a time for a quick interview, Brent? I always have a time for an interview. A star player's gotta keep the fans happy, right? How generous. Glance over Brent's shoulder, catching Casey watching from the sidelines. He's lost the shirt, now in just his gear. Maybe I can't interview Casey right now, but I can turn the heat up on Brent. So Brent, the next game will be your first since Casey's return from suspension. Stepping into the role like this must be intimidating. After all, he's one of the league's all-time top scorers and has played in multiple championship finals. Brent's plastered-on smile flickers for a moment, but he quickly recovers. Yeah, but has he won any? I'm gonna turn that around. It's destiny. I've got star player in my DNA. You whip out your phone and start scrolling through the Blades hashtag. I guess. But what do you have to say to your critics on social media? I wasn't aware I had any. You swear you can hear Casey's snort of laughter, and the small sound of approval gives you courage to drive it home. Some people are saying you haven't earned a starting role. You are not a team player. You're just a pretty... You know what? I'm gonna go with team player. C-Tac Rink Rat says, Brent Lyle's too selfish. He doesn't know how to pass the puck. Hasn't had a single assist all season. It's not true, but this rat guy doesn't even watch our games. Oh, that's your official comment? My comment is, it's not a big deal. Social media's just noise. What matters is the scoreboard. I'm gonna light it up. You wrap up the interview, and Adish packs up his camera. You settle up to Casey on the sidelines. I should tell you to lay off my team, but Brent deserved a reality check and then some. You like that, huh? I'm just giving him a taste of what's to come. He should thank me. Casey's eyebrow quirks, and a bead of sweat trickles down his temple, kissing his jaw on the way down. This is why I don't get on reporters' bad sides. You seem to like my bad side when I was breaking the rules for you. You can see him calling to mind, the feel of your skin beneath his hands, the yield of your lips against his. I guess you're just special, then. Your bad boy image, though. We made a solid start at Rusty's, but we need more material. What about Coach's potluck? Team always gathers to celebrate fall this time of year. Sounds cute, fluffy. It could be the perfect opportunity to show you at your best. So, just so we're on the same page, what is my best? As you step back, you rake your eyes down his toned, glistening arms, the abs peeking out from his waistband. We'll showcase your loyalty. Brent is all about Brent. But I've seen your friendship with Kells and the bond you have with the coach. Slide a hand over the curve of his shoulder, down to the toned ridge of his pec, over the steady thrum of his heartbeat. Let the public see that you care about the team, and they'll see you on your and they'll be on your side. Loyalty is sexy, after all. Oh yeah, man, I'm just dripping in it. Sorry, not sorry, but that's bullshit. Don't make me regret bringing this up. I'm blushing. Casey, be serious. With Brent pushing his advantage, we've got to show the fans and management your human side. Besides, if we don't get you back in the score role, I'll be stuck interviewing Brent all season. You shudder dramatically and he chuckles, grabbing his shirt with a competitive glint in his eyes. Now it's time we give Brent a challenge. The day of the potluck, you arrive at Coach's house early with your camera, hoping to scope out the lighting before the party starts. Ava, you're early. I got a leaning tower of IPA to fix, but Casey's in the kitchen. Sure thing. Whatever you're cooking in there smells amazing. IPA. As Coach rushes off to finish the party preparations, you follow your nose to the kitchen. Casey shoots you a grin over his shoulder and gestures to the bowl in the corner in front of him. I'm on chicken wing duty, just finishing up the sauce. Drinking the jeans, showing off his sculpted ass, the shirts rolled up to show off his taut, sexy forearms as he whisks. Trail my hand along his back. Unable to resist the temptation, you trail your palm down his back, feeling the muscles shift subtly beneath your touch. Since when do you cook? You never struck me as a domestic kind. I like to eat. Made up my own hot sauce recipe one year, and now it's the talk of the town. Are you trying to show off? He turns partway, catching your hand and tugging you closer so that you're nearly chest to chest. Is it working? I'm angling for a taste tester. You feel a thrill of proximity. At the low, sultry timbre of his voice, you can't help teasing at the moment. I've always wanted to... taste something of yours. He nearly drops the spoon. You raise your eyebrows in the picture of innocence. I thought you didn't know I cook. You rest a hip against the counter, watching him sweat as you let the innuendo stretch. And then, what do you need me for anyway? Sounds like everyone already loves the sauce. I'm adding a little extra kick to it this year. Wanted to get a second opinion on the flavor. He lifts, eyes lift back to yours and his mouth quirks to a side. He sizes you up with a slow, teasing gaze. Only if you're sure you can take the heat. This is your only warning. His heavy gaze drops to your lips. Feel your own hunger start to rise. Jameson, you should know by now. I can take whatever you're dishing out. A competitive glint in his eyes. He leans a centimeter closer so that you can feel his responding breath against your lips. Then stop watching and start helping, Clark. You try to ignore the flutter in your stomach as he puts a bit more distance between you and grabs some measuring utensils. Hand me the cayenne pepper, will you? It's on the spice rack. You find the bottle, hand it to Casey. Your fingers brushing, the whisper of a touch is enough to make your body hum with wanting. There's something so sexy about watching him measure out ingredients and whisk them together with concentration and easy confidence. You obviously know your way around the kitchen, so what got you into cooking? Didn't have a lot of money growing up. When I was 10, I found a beat-up recipe book in one of these free libraries in my neighborhood. I started teaching myself from there. It was a lot of improvisation. He adds a dash of cayenne pepper to the sauce before picking up the whisk and giving it a vigorous stir. Sounds like, you're a resourceful kid. A 10-year-old teaching himself to cook. That's impressive. The grocery budget was tight. We usually didn't have all the ingredients in the house for the recipe. And somewhere along the line, your epic wing sauce was born. The sauce is a fan favorite, but it's taken many, many years to get it just right. Casey measures out a spoonful of sticky, dark molasses and adds it to the saucepan, deftly adjusting the heat as he does. For a self-taught cook, you seem to have mastered the art by now. Chuckling, he shoots you a sidelong look full of innuendo. Cooking's not that hard. It's kind of like, sex. It's all about watching for cues, adapting, improvising. Hopefully YouTube doesn't penalize me for saying that word. His voice trails off, and he slowly bites his bottom lip. You bite your own, reflexively, feeling hypnotized. Tasting. His tone brings your blood to a simmer. You meet his eyes again to find him smirking. So, how do your tastes run? Are we talking in the kitchen? For now. His cocky grin makes your face heat, and you have a hard time focusing on his next words as your gaze jumps back to his plush lips. So what's your preference, spicy or sweet? I like sweet and spicy, I'm gonna be honest with you. Both in and out of the kitchen. My preference, I like to switch it up. Not afraid to try new things. When you mix it up, life never gets boring. I can't imagine anything with you being boring. Montage of suggestive situations blurs through your head, and you feel his gaze like a physical weight on top of you. It's the moment of truth, Clark. He dips a spoon in the sauce and brings it within inches of your lips, pausing to give another sexy quirk of his eyebrow. Unless you've decided to throw in the towel. Me? Never. I should sip from the spoon, dip my finger in the sauce. Yeah, sip from the spoon. You hold Casey's gaze as your lips touch the spoon, parting just enough to take in a little of the sauce. You draw back slowly, moaning in the back of your throat as you savor the flavor. Your tongue darts out to lick the corner of your mouth. He watches your lips as if hypnotized, his eyes flaring with desire. Swallows hard and his own voice comes out raspy. What's the verdict? I think... I want to piss with a good thing. I mean, it's his thing, but I get it. You could go spicier. It's good. Really good. But... bite your bottom lip, mirroring his earlier move and watching as his pupils dilate. A touch more spice could make it even better. Gently, you push the spoon back towards him. Your turn. He lifts the spoon to his mouth, and you watch hungrily as his lips touch the metal. He savors the sauce before nodding. You're right. It needs a little more depth. He starts to turn back to the stove, but you stop him with a hand on his arm. Hold still. You've got a little sauce, right? Reach out to dab it away, tracing the curve of his bottom lip with your thumb. There. Before you can pull away, he catches your hand in his. You watch breathless as he brings your thumb to his mouth and sucks it clean. Waste not, want not. Casey. His lips are close enough to kiss, close enough to taste. It would be easy to lean in, erasing those last few inches of space between your mouth and his. But you're interrupted by the sound of a doorbell, and you and Casey jolt apart as Kel's voice booms from the other room. Look out, people, the party has arrived. And there goes my zen. Clap a hand on Casey's shoulder and give him a playful jostle. Smile for the camera, Jameson. Now that the team's here, we can get to work on Operation Image Booster. You head outside to shoot footage as the Blades players arrive at a table with the dishes they brought. I made enough mac and cheese to feed the whole league. Hope you're hungry. I don't see Casey's wings. Tell me they aren't off the menu. Chill, Lebrowski. They're coming. Team whoops as Casey backs out of the kitchen, still tossing the wings, and you hoist your camera on your shoulder. Plan, make Casey look good as a go. This will make great footage. As he approaches the table, you adjust the footage and or focus until Casey's scowling expression is perfectly clear. Can you guys back off? You're like a pack of freaking hyenas. Chill, Jameson. Just want to make sure you didn't burn the goods. We're here in Coach Rojas' kitchen with Casey Jameson. So Casey, tell us what's cooking. Catch Casey's eye and signal the camera's rolling. He scowls a second longer before relaxing in a familiar cocky grin. These are legendary hot wings. They're the star of every Blade's potluck. I'm not allowed through the door without them. It's true, we literally made him go back home when he forgot them last year. Casey sets the rack at the center of the table for the camera. You zoom in for a mouth-watering close-up. Casey, you gotta tell us your secret. Did your success come from preparation, technique, heat? Preparation? You don't build a legend overnight. Years of practice have gone into this recipe. I bet there have been some mistakes along the way. Definitely. Just ask my teammates about the year my ghost pepper marinade killed their taste buds for a month. But the real secret to my legendary hot wings is in this sauce. Casey goes to the stove and lovingly stirs the contents of the saucepan with a wooden spoon before pouring it over the steaming wings. And I don't share this recipe with just anybody. He shoots you a heated look, and you fight to keep the sudden swoop in your stomach out of your voice as you wrap up the interview. You heard him, fans. The secret of the legendary wings will remain a mystery for now. Perfect segue. Now, enough filming. It's chow time. As Coach Rojas takes his place at the head of the table, you wind up wedged between Kells and Casey. Coach, first taste is all you. The platter of Casey's legendary hot wings is passed to Coach, who takes a flat bites into it. His eyes turn misty with pride. I don't know how you do it, Casey, but these wings get better every year. I love that extra kick you added to the sauce. Hear that? The legend continues. The players drum the table in approval. Even Brent, who we didn't hear of till now, who reaches for a wing along with everyone else, but Casey leans a little closer to you. I can't take all the credit this year. I had a little help in the kitchen. He presses his thigh against yours under the table. You flush at the feeling of his gaze on the side of your face. All right, team, gratitude time. Everyone goes around the table, says something they're grateful for. Who's gonna start? Beneath the table, Casey lays his hand on your thigh. Your breath catches in your throat and you almost choke on a swallow of lemonade. Oh. You okay, Clark? He's playing it straight for the group, but you don't miss the teasing glint in his eyes. His fingers stroke a teasing circle over your knee. I'm good. Glad to hear it. He drags his thumb along the seam of your jeans, lazily caressing your thigh. A fire smolders low in your body, and with every caress, Casey strokes the blaze higher. How about you, Ava? What are you thankful for? Me? I want to clear your head, but it's nearly impossible with your senses consumed entirely by Casey's touch. I'm grateful for new challenges. It hasn't been easy. Beneath the table, his hand traced the top of your thigh, his touch feather-light. Gee, I wonder why. As the team turns eye to Casey, he shrugs. His fingers play with the fabric of your legs, indicating he's like nothing more than to remove it. Make him work for it, right? His fingers tighten, gripping your thigh with a sudden strength. You stifle a yelp. You certainly did. Concealing your reaction to Casey as the theme talks on is a struggle. The volcano of lust for him is turning your blood to lava. So, Ava, are you going to Winter Festival? It's where all the new items go, official. The Paps always look for players with their dates. My girlfriend's way over it these days, so I'll live vicariously through you. I don't exactly have anyone to go with. Well, Casey hasn't brought a date in years. You suggesting something, Kells? Keep your expression as neutral as possible, as Casey takes your hand underneath the table. I might go once I get a hot date. Are you angling for a date here? Everyone at this table is battered, bruised, or missing a tooth. We're spoken for. I'm single. Man, You really don't quit.
We've been over this, Brent. Hands off.
If you want to keep Brent away from Ava so bad, Casey, you could always take her yourself.
Under the table, Casey playfully knocks his knee against yours. What do you say, Ava? Want to avoid Brent with me?
Oh, I'll think about it. He winks and pushes back from the table, his sudden lack of touch leaving you cold.
Right now, though, it's still fall. I'm ready for something a little more rough and tumble. Who's up for some flag football?
Everyone bolts from the table, racing to the front lawn. You quickly grab her camera and keep up. This coach is posted up to relax in the fading sunshine, beer in hand. Lebrowski marks boundaries and explains the rules. Alright, we play with teams of 7. Play lasts 15 minutes each half. Standard scoring rules, and if you need a reminder of what's at stake, losing team does the dishes. And if you're in, take a bandana. The bandanas go fast. Casey snatching up a blue one. He surprises you by grabbing a red one and then holding it towards you.
Up for a little competition, Clark?
His grin is a cocky one eyebrow raised in a dare. Thoughts of proximity with him warm your body and make your heart thrum. I'm all in. Casey hands you the red bandana. You contrast it with Casey's blue one. Looks like we're mortal enemies again, Jameson.
Good. I've been aching for a rematch.
It's not like I'll go easy on you.
I'd be offended if you did. Bring it on, Clark.
It's just flag football, no contact.
I wouldn't complain about a little contact. Or a lot of it.
In Casey separate to join your teams. You're hoping to see Kells on your team, but she's on the other side with Casey. Instead, you're stuck with... I'd run my team, Ava. We'll teach you the way it's meant to be played. You sigh as Brent slings his arm around your shoulders. Thanks, Casey. I know your goals for percentage for the past several seasons. I can handle the rules of football.
The only lesson you're learning is how to eat turf, Lowell.
Hey, remember, this is flag football. No tackling. Want any injuries?
Don't worry, Coach. Brent's pretty boy looks will be intact for game night. Besides, we'll have to go easy on Ava, right?
He raises a playful eyebrow at you, and you can feel that look settle with a hot coal in your belly. Casey, bite me.
Is that a challenge?
Across the sunlit field, Casey's eyes flash with danger and approval. If you can get close enough. Oh, hear that, everybody? The reporter can chirp.
Let's see what else she can do.
And Casey, take your positions, staring each other down on the opposite sides of the scrimmage line. He's got his game face on. All competition and drive, once you might have found it intimidating. Now it's just hot.
You ready for a spanking, Clark?
You keep talking like that, and the bandana is gonna turn into a gag.
Ooh, kinky.
Kel snaps the ball, and it's on. She hands off to Casey, who runs directly at you. Bring it on. Longing to touch Casey as much as you want to make a play, you lunge for his waist, but he fakes you out with a side step and runs straight past you into the end zone.
Touchdown!
Damn. In celebration, Casey holds mocking eye contact with you as he plants the football on his thigh and spanks it off with a firm hand. You burn with longing and frustration as the blue team cheers. Brent pats you on the shoulder. No worries, Ava. We shouldn't be asking you to step up like that. Kato can cover Casey. Why don't you take the backfield? Hell no. I can handle him once I get my hands on him. I just needed a minute to warm up. Though the game is no contact, you live for the moment. Your body brushes against his. You yearn to grab his waist instead of this flag. Every brief flash of contact makes you want more. Each time you line up for a new play, panting, you meet Casey's gaze and a challenge.
Come on, Clark, you can throw the ball better than that. I know you're good with your hands.
He strides across the grass to retrieve the ball, brings it back, shoving it in your hands.
Why don't I give you some pointers?
Don't you dare. Today Ava is our enemy. Listen to Kells. Walk away.
You should know by now, Clark, I can't walk away from you.
Lips part in case he uses your stun silence to sidle up behind you, his arm wrapping around your waist. Casey, if you want me closer, just ask. I know you're into sports, Jameson, but I didn't expect you to play so many games. You can feel his answering smirk, and he makes you wait, chewing on his response.
It's all about the results for me, Clark. It's no fun to win if you just give up.
You feel your feet firmly rooted to the ground, but suddenly all you want to do is be horizontal. Stop stalling and just show me. He takes your hand and molds your grip around the football.
To start, your grip is all wrong. Thumb underneath, fingers on the laces.
The firm warmth of his fingers cuts straight through the chill on him air and melts its way through your body.
In your form, it is an air hockey. You gotta put your whole body into it.
He moves to stand behind you. His chest is flush against your back and his scent wraps around you, making you weak. It's all you can do not to sink into his strength and heat. His breath is a teasing caress on your neck as he guides your arm through the smooth arc of a pass.
Plant your feet so your legs get into the effort. Put your back into the throw and don't forget to follow through.
As he releases you, his touch lingers on your wrist. The charge between you is dizzying in its intensity.
That's how to throw a football.
Alright, plenty of charity for this afternoon, Jameson. As he strolls back to his side of the scrimmage line, your heart hammers in your chest, and you're working for breath. Was this a scheme the whole time? Sexy sabotage to throw me off balance? Well, two can play at that game. If Casey wants to play dirty, he's gonna get dirty. He gets the other team's possession. On the next play, Casey takes the hand off from Kells and darts past Brent. Not on my watch. You dive to stop him. You both tumble to the ground. You linger atop him, letting your bodies meld into one.
No tackling, Clark, remember?
His lips quirk with amusement, but his eyes flare with lust, and his heartbeat hammers underneath your palms. For one brief, delicious moment, you forget all about your audience. Sorry, but I forgot we couldn't tackle. Oops.
Got her a break, she's new.
Promise, it won't happen again. As he brushes by you, Casey gives you a mischievous wink.
Too bad. I was hoping it would.
Maybe later, if you ask real nice. As the game continues, the score stays close. Your team is just a few points behind as the last seconds tick down. There's time for one last play. You line up against Casey, meeting a steely game face head-on. You wriggle your hips, teasing him. Hey Jameson, did you know I can see the future?
Oh yeah, see anything interesting?
You bowing before me after I beat you on this play? Brent takes the snap, then tosses it back to you, and sprints downfield. You race across the backfield, putting space between you and Casey. Throw it here! Downfield, Brent waves his arms to indicate he's open, by Casey hovering right in the pass's arc. Brent, you idiot, your ego's going to make us lose, though you deserve to be cut down to size. I'm open! I should pass it to Brent and probably lose. Take the glory for myself. Brent has enough of that with, Casey. Let's be honest. I mean, I see both sides of the coin. But then he'll blame you because you didn't pass it right, so... take the glory for myself. Here goes nothing. You tuck the ball close to your chest, run like hell, evading one defender, before zigzagging across the field. Almost there. With only a few yards remaining, you can taste the victory. Only one thing stands between you and the winning touchdown. Casey. You're going down, Clark. Not this time, Jameson. You slam on the gas, power towards the goal line. He lunges for the flag, dangling from your waist. His fingertips graze the curve of your ass, but the bandana slips from his grasp. He tumbles to the turf as you cross the goal line. Touchdown. Whoa. Brent points at you from the other end of the field. I would have caught the pass, but that was cool too. Offer Casey your hand and help him to his feet. Even once he's standing, he keeps your hand and shakes it. Congrats, Clark. That was a sweet run. You earned the win. Thanks. I'm sorry Brent didn't lose. You and me both. You can still feel the ghost of his touch, where he grazed your ass and you smirk. You seemed a little distracted, too busy looking at my ass to make the tackle. Something like that. His grin is easy, genuine, and it looks great on him. His eyes crinkle at the edges of his warm gaze. You find yourself falling into those gorgeous eyes and wishing you could fall into his arms. We should probably get back to the team. He nods, sending you off with a playful slap on the ass. Good game, Clark. See you inside. As afternoon turns to evening, you duck into the kitchen for a refill. To your surprise, Casey comes in after you. Gotta give you props. You held your own out there on the football field. That spin move was pretty distracting. It's all in the hips. If that's the case, your hips have talent. He catches you around the waist as you reach the fridge, as though all the touching you did during the game wasn't enough. You open the fridge and lean in, but all you find is one last bottle of beer inside the pitcher of lemonade. Gonna fight me for that too? You know what? I think I'll be generous. Beer bottle in one hand and a pitcher of lemonade in the other, you twist out of Casey's hold and nudge the fridge door closed with your hip. I think there's a bottle opener in the pantry. No need. You know, a little trick from college. Takes a minute, but it works. You set the beer bottle on the countertop. Wrap your hand around the neck of the bottle, just below the cap. It's all about letting the heat build, and then you apply just the right amount of pressure. This has got to be an innuendo. He's watching you intently, his gaze riveted to your hands. You can't resist teasing him a little. This is a tough one. Wanted to warm it up. You bend down, wet your lips and pucker up, and seductively blow across the neck of the beer bottle, watching Casey suck in a breath. Sometimes blowing on it helps it get hot. This is taking too long. Crosses the kitchen in patient strides and steps up right behind you, pinning you against the counter. His voice drops to a husky, seductive whisper in your ear and draws every nerve in your body taut. When I want something, I'm not good at waiting. And I've been waiting all night. He reaches around you to lever the bottle cap loose with a key. The heat of his arm around you is intoxicating. The flex of his arms is dizzying. Casey. Even when the cap pops off the bottle, he doesn't draw away. You turn to meet his gaze, but your lips drop to his mouth. Like I said, there's more where that came from. In the pantry. You shiver at the implication. You, Casey, alone in the tight space, your bodies flush against each other. Before I click whatever button I'm about to, can I just say, do you realize how hard it is sometimes to make thumbnails for this app? When all three diamond choices are literally the same image of the same person. I'm just wanting to point that out. I hope you all appreciate the work I put in on trying to at least make it not look just the same and boring. You set the beer on the counter and grab hold of Casey's shirt front, pulling him backwards into the pantry. Casey. You can taste his frustration and pent-up need. It's like a storm's been building between you. And now the clouds have finally burst. Neither of you can get enough. You've been wanting to kiss Casey all day long. Rushing things now would be a shame. You tease his lips apart, feather-light kisses over his mouth. Clutches your shirt in fistfuls, drawing you closer. You slide your hands to the back of his neck, deepening the kiss with languid strokes of your tongue. Casey's hands roam hungrily over your body, making your pulse race. He moans as he trails kisses down your neck. I've been wanting to do this all damn day. Me too. I couldn't keep my eyes off you. I had the same problem. I was supposed to be working, but I was too distracted by your mouth. You have one hell of a mouth on you, Casey Jameson. It drives me wild in more ways than one.
Like a dozen ways to drive you wild with my mouth, Clark.
His tongue flickers against your earlobe, and he scrapes your neck with his teeth. Your breath catches in your throat. And your hands. I kept dreaming about them on me.
Show me where.
He puts a hand in yours, waiting for you to guide his touch. Under my shirt. Touch me here. You drag his hand under your shirt. His thumb ghosts over your nipple. White hot pleasure forks through you as he teases the hardened peak. His mouth covers your moan of surrender. You kiss him back greedily, stroking his tongue with yours. You clutch his shoulder so hard your fingernails bite into his skin. This is crazy. We're in Coach's kitchen.
I know. Someone could come in at any moment.
Maybe. I should care, but I don't. I can see the headlines now.
All you should be seeing is me.
His kisses make your eyes flutter, shut in bliss. You arc again to his touch, letting your fears fall away. Nothing seems more important than his mouth on your skin, his hands on your body. He has you so turned on, you could combust. Your kisses grow wild and reckless. Yes. You ache to get closer, to feel all of him against you. Let him take control. He slides his hands to your ass, lifts you off your feet, sliding you onto the cabinet's smooth edge.
Much better.
Grabs one of your thighs, hitching it over his hip. You gasp into his mouth, your knee throbbing in response. Don't stop. As he drags you into another steamy kiss, you wrap your legs around him and pull his body flush with yours. Your pulse throbs through your own body. Hot, kneading, you rub against the hard planes of his chest. Feels so good. You skim your palms down his arm, showing the sculpted contours of his muscles. As you kiss his neck, you slide your hand lower, skating over his abs, his belt buckle, until your palms cover his jeans. God, Ava. Trace the firm ridge with your fingertips, feathering caresses over the denim. You like that?
I need it.
You know,
YouTube. I would take you right here, right now, if I could.
And you wanna let him. To bring Casey to a shuddering brink of climax. Watch as he tumbles over the edge. Can't go further, can we? Hey Casey, you in there? Coach needs you outside. In case you jolt away from each other, panic flaring in your chest, you slip behind the swinging pantry doors. Casey peers out. Oh, hey, what are you doing in the pantry?
Looking for backup beer. What's Coach want?
There's an edge to his words. You steal a glance at him from your hiding spot, your heart clenching at the hardness in his eyes. Just said the two of you need to talk.
Right, I'm on it.
Casey abruptly follows Kells out, without so much as a glance in your direction. As the pantry door closes, tears sting your eyes. Is Casey shielding me or hiding me? Why not both? After all, maybe he's still just playing games. Oh, girl, I need you to stop it. Without further ado, thanks for watching. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Head down the description. Plenty of things to check out there, ways to support, yada, yada, yada. And without further ado, let me say the following. Yeah, no, first and foremost, like I said, I think both. Shielding you, it's true. Like, you were supposed to be the reporter. You're supposed to not be getting involved with anyone on the team. And I'm going to be honest, though, I'm sure Kells isn't oblivious to what's going on between the two of you. Um, and Brent kind of is. I mean, he was like, oh, yeah, no, I'm going to push myself on her a couple times, you know? I'm sure she wants me because I'm Mr. Badass, you know? Um, Lebrowski, I have no clue. I can't get a read on the guy. You know, he's not really involved that much in the story so far, so he just seems like a chill, mellow guy. But I'm sure Kells isn't as stupid as you think, and I'm sure she knows. Um, with that being said, as for, you know, the coach wanting to talk to him, perhaps the coach is going to be like, you know what, I'm proud of you. You know, you were doing okay in practice. I saw that Brent's tried to rally you up a few times, yada, yada, yada. And, you know, I think if you keep going this way, you'll be back in the, you know, the starlight in no time, but you got to keep at it. Or you may just have another conversation which brings you over the edge, or may I say, Casey, since we play as him, though, that's why I'm saying that way. And, you know, then, you know, Brent's gonna be there, and yeah, just saying. Um, I'm really surprised that the writers didn't have something happen between Casey and Brent during the football game. I'm gonna be honest. Everything seemed cool and kosher and just laid back, and even Brent and Casey got along. So I don't understand why they can't keep that. Though it may be because Brent's like, yeah, I took his role. So I mean, at least he has a piece of humble pie, and he's not like throwing it in Casey's face and whatnot. So I gotta at least say, you know, Brent's not entirely that dumb of a guy. Um, that's about the best way I could put it. But let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Thanks for watching. Catch you all later. Peace out.